What are your thoughts on MBTI? Good old MBTI. Alrighty, so um, I did a live stream once upon a time where I showed people that MBTI is like fake. Um, so I'll just rehash what I did there. So like I'll give you the short answer and the long answer. So the short answer is MBTI is fake. It's not real. Okay, that's the short answer, right? So people can scroll away or stay, and I'll give you the long answer. So, okay, how do you figure out if a test is real? I'm going to ask and then answer the question because I know. There has to be psychometrics for it. So what does that mean? That means that, simply put, a bunch of scientists got together in a lab and they actually like figured the test out and then they tried to make it, right? So that's like a very simplified version of psychometrics. Some scientists got together and they're like, we're gonna make this test, right? When scientists get together and make a test, what's that called? Oh, it's called a study. Research. I remember that old chestnut, right? So they'll get together, they'll make the test, and then they'll like produce the study, and the study will then get like put out to the internet to be like reviewed and peer reviewed and all the rest of it, right? So that's how you know a test is real, when some scientists have gotten together and they've made a study to create the test, right? So then people might have heard about the idea that you should always check your source, right? So when you're on a website or when you're on something, you should always check the source of the information, like where did it come from? And usually you scroll down to the bottom of the website and you'll see like a references thing, right? And then you check the references and you see, oh, this study actually is real and it was at a real university and all these people are real and it's probably like legit, right? So that's how you figure out if a test is real. Is like, did a bunch of scientists get together and actually make the damn thing? Okay. If you go onto what's fucking cool, I think there's an MBTI website, the big one, MBTI test, right? What's it called? Oh yeah, the 16personalities.com. Okay, so I'm on the website right now, 16personalities.com, right? If I scroll down, let me go to the actual homepage. So I scroll down, there is no references on 16personalities.com. Okay, on the first page, you scroll all the way down, there's no references. So if I do Control F, type in the word references, no references. Okay, but sometimes websites are like a bit tricky, right? And they might try and hide shit. So let's go down to resources. What's this? And it says articles. Okay, so what's in articles? There's a lot of articles. A lot. So that's quite tricky to find if there's any research, because they've got a lot of articles. So, I could search through that and there could be something there, but then let's go to our framework. Okay, so I'm on 16personalities.com, our framework. Okay, so now we scroll on through and it references the MBTI a little bit. As in, like, it doesn't reference it, it just mentions it on 16personalities.com/articles/our theory, and then you go our approach, and it goes reliability and validity. So this is where you're supposed to find like the references to a test. If there's on the website, if it says reliability and validity, this means that some scientists got together and actually made the freaking test, right? But on 16personalities.com, there's no references. Like, there's no references at all. It's like there's no reference, not a single reference to an actual paper, like on where it says our framework. So like, where the fuck are the references, right? There are none, at least not that I can find. So what this means is that if they can't reference that this test was actually created, then it wasn't created and it's a fake test. So if that makes sense. Like, there are no references even on their web page that goes 16personalities.com/articles/reliability and validity. There's no references to an actual study or test. It just references to Wikipedia